Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully, things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. And of course, I'm just a fellow gamer man, so let's get right on going to today's content. Alright, since the topic is coming straight out of the retro gaming scene, let's all go to the past and visit the retro gaming scene. Okay, cheesy ass intro aside, I want to talk about the Evercade. Evercade is something you might want to keep an eye on. This is because the brand is becoming something bigger in growth and appeal. Evercade has recently been, and has been from the beginning, highly praised. It has even gained appeal from notable retro YouTubers such as Metal Jesus Rocks and Mad Little Pixel. And I'm going to tell you right now, other retro YouTubers, other retro gamers, they're falling in love with the Evercade. Evercade is a brand of retro gaming-centered consoles by the company Blaze Entertainment, and of course, Evercade focuses on cartridge-based gaming. What I mean by that is that, yes, Evercade involves cartridge-based multi-game collections, meaning each cartridge is expected to carry more than one game installed into the cart. So yes, games are stored into cartridges rather than being pre-installed into a plug-and-play system. So yes, you have officially licensed multi-carts that you basically get a hold of and plug into either your Evercade handheld or the brand new Evercade VS console, and you go to town with all them classics from left and right. Before the Evercade handheld was finally released, it was showing up in the news and I gained notice of it and I had a hunch. When the handheld released and everyone came out impressed with it, it was something I ended up keeping in mind. Every time I came across Evercade, I ended up becoming more curious and tempted. However, I looked up more about Evercade, and it became something to definitely consider. At the same time, the Evercade VS was finally about to release. Fellow viewers, I ended up pre-ordering an Evercade VS. The VS came home, and I hooked it up to my bedroom TV. Yes, I have been having a blast, and hoping to get more Evercade carts, and eventually tempted to get the handheld. Anyway, let's get right on going into discussing the Evercade VS. I managed to pre-order the premium pack. It is basically $130, or shall we say an MSRP $129.99, or I'm just gonna say $129.99. Call me literal, but anyway, let's get right on going. Now, the premium pack gets me 2 multi-game carts and 2 controllers. Came in a very neat package, and you have a red box covered in a highly decorated sleeve that tells you the system and what is included. Oh hey, those 2 carts you get is the Technos and Data East arcade collections, both at Volume 1. So you get Technos Arcade Volume 1, Data East Arcade Volume 1. Alright, let's get right on going. Now, as you get the packaging out of the factory seal, you just slide that red box off of that sleeve, and you are greeted to more designs with the theme of outlines. Now, the red box doesn't seem to have any additional tape seals. Glad they kept it at the factory wrap. Now, as you open the box, the top layer will greet you with the console itself. Now, the second layer is going to give you the 2 multi-game carts included, my bad. And the third and final layer, the controllers and the power USB cable. Now, it was time for me to basically clean up the space for a bit and before proceeding any further. Now, to recap, you do get the Evercade VS console, the 2 multi-game carts, and of course the 2 wired controllers, and the power USB cable. My 2 gripes are there is no adapter, so you could plug into an outlet, you just have the power USB cable. So I ended up using an old Samsung outlet adapter. That worked. Alright. Let's all calm down with that. I had to deal with that crap when it came with the Neo Geo Mini, and here we fucking go again. Also, there is no HDMI cable included. Haha, takes me back to when I was unboxing the Nvidia Shield TV. Also, here we fucking go again. Shenanigans aside, great packaging and still satisfied. Oh right, I figured I would remind you to power on your VS. You just press and hold down the power button for a second. Something you're gonna have to get used to. But hey, elephant in the room, done, dealt with, let's move on. Now, the Evercade VS has support for up to 4 players, hence the 4 USB ports. Oh, by the way, Evercade's got it to where you could use third-party controllers. Yes, I had to read their FAQ page, and yes, it's compatible from Xbox controllers to 8-bit DOE and retro bit pads. Anyway, so yeah, I'll go ahead and post the FAQ page in the description. Oh yes, there is a dual cartridge slot, which means that you can have up to 2 multi-game carts plugged in. And yes, you could do it while it's on. It will adjust automatically. And here we go. Now, here comes the cool part where games included in the up to 2 multi-game carts can show up together in a huge game selection menu that is sortable and can let you view one card at a time. Pretty crazy. Oh yes. Also, the Evercade VS has a Wi-Fi support. Yes, there's a Wi-Fi chip built in. So here you go. If you want to update the firmware via the intranets, yep, Wi-Fi support. Anyway, you have multiple languages from left and right. Anyway, display options involve original resolutions to stretchy-ass full screen. Now, for your UI decorations, you have 3 themes. And as for the border designs, you have 6, or you could just have it just plain nothing. It'll just be a plain dark void, whatever it is. And that's going to be under bezels. That is if you refrain from picking stretchy-ass full screen. Alright. Also, there is scanline options. Yes, scanline options. Okay, now let's talk about the games. That's right. The games. It was time for me to go to town. Anyway, the selection for the Data East Arcade Collection is good. And the selection for the Technos Arcade Collection is good as well. Now, ironically, and rather than Double Dragon 2 and 3, or even Combat Tribes, I ended up favoring Blockout, which is a 3-dimensional Tetris clone that feels trippy and weird to get used to, but it does have a vibing OST. My favorite is the third round theme song. Anyway, catchy as hell. Now, onto the Data East Arcade Collection. Of course, I was going to go towards Burger Time, but there was also Chain Reaction, which is Magical Drop. I ended up curious for Tumble Pop, though. I want to play more, and I want to master that game. Now, playing on the included Evercade controller feels really fantastic, and the controller is great. Great design and great controls, as I never seem to run into any issue whatsoever that I know of. So any shenanigans is my fault when I fuck myself over. Now, the design and presentation is fantastic. From the UI designs to emulation, there would be satisfaction throughout. Any displeasure would be because of the games. Because yes, Double Dragon 2 may not be everyone's favorite, and probably not 3. Anyway, great console with great emulation. Oh, yeah, so yeah, something just happened during the timeline of me narrating shit from left and right. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and say it since it's not too bad. Somebody made a bowl of popcorn, a gigantic bowl of popcorn, and say, hey, come get some, so I went and get some. Anyway, let's get right on going. Oh yes, there's another elephant in the room. Yes, also stated in the FAQ page. The VS will run any Evercade cartridge, except for the Namco Museum carts. Also stated in that FAQ page, like I said again. Now, the Evercade VS is a home console experience that offers up to 4 players, supports 2 cartridges simultaneously, and you can update the firmware using your Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm calming down with that. Anyway, and there is secret hidden games in the VS. Yes, that's right. However, to be honest, just like the Evercade handheld surprised retro gamers and retro gaming YouTubers, the Evercade VS surprised me. The Evercade brand looks to be a more viable and convenient retro gaming solution. The torch keeps right on going when it comes to the Evercade VS, and I am hoping to get more Evercade cartridges. Hoping to see the restock of the Jaleco cartridge, please. Anyway, I am hoping to get more Evercade cartridges later down the line, and I am also hoping to get the handheld later down the line. Now, I was curious, and the curiosity was damn well worth it. Evercade is, and like I said again, something you might want to keep your eye on. Anyway, that is all I gotta say, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. This is nothing but a video product made by a fellow gamer man. Ayo!